Today, I just want you to briefly compare and contrast the education system in Nigeria and that of Liberia. What is your observation?
From my little observation in regards to the education system in Liberia and that of Nigeria. Yeah, let me say this. I grew up in Liberia, school in Liberia up to university level. So I have more knowledge on the education system in Liberia to that of Nigeria. But from my little observation, for a little time I've spent here, I will talk on what I've observed on my analysis. So let's compare it. In Liberia, English is the official language in Liberia. All of the lessons are taught in English language. Coming to Nigeria, it's the same. English is the official language. All of the lessons are taught in English language in all schools, universities. Another thing is the national exam. In Liberia, the West African Examination Council is the national exam in Liberia. For short, it is called WAS. Coming to Nigeria, it's the same. The West African Examination Council is the national exam in Nigeria. Just by they have another one that is called NICO, but the WAS, which is the West Africa Examination Council. From my observation, let me contrast the education system of Liberia to that of Nigeria. Nigeria has Nigerian schools, universities. They have better learning environment than Liberia. The learning environment here are much better than my country, Liberia. That's why Nigeria is also my country, but I'm speaking about my motherland, Liberia. Nigeria has better learning materials than that of Nigeria. People will say, some people might say, Liberia fought war, so this is the reason that Liberia is still struggling to have a better learning environment, to have a better learning materials. But that would look at these things. That would look at the reality. That would look at the reality. If people paid a huge tuition, use that huge tuition to what? To better the learning environment. So I've observed, despite in Nigeria the learning environment is not 100% good, but we are comparing the two countries. If we will compare the two countries, then Nigeria learning environment is more better than what? Than Liberia.
Okay.
The two countries have untrained teachers somehow. From the teacher aspect, on the average, Liberia has a lot of untrained teachers than Nigeria.
Okay.
Here in Nigeria, what I observed, most of the teachers or lecturers are trained teachers and lecturers. For Liberia, it's not like that. The teachers and lecturers in Liberia, they are not trained for the field. Despite having the BSc, the masters, the PhDs, yet they are not trained for that particular field. So, from my little observation, Nigerian teachers, on the average, they are more trained than Liberia.
Okay.
So, this is just my little observation. If you have
Alright.
any questions, I'm here.
From my high school days to university days, I observed that majority of our teachers and lecturers in Liberia, they speak Liberia Pidgin or Korokwa frequently when they are demonstrating lessons. It is the same thing in Nigeria.
So, I love your question. That's a brilliant question. Thank you for the question.
You are welcome.
I have observed the same thing from my kindergarten day up to my university day in Liberia. I observed that majority, on the average, 90% of our instructors and our lecturers is demonstrate the lessons in Korokwa. And let me say this before answering your question. Let me say this. I'm not against anyone speaking Korokwa. I'm not against it. I myself, I speak Korokwa. I know Korokwa 100%. I'm not against it. And I won't be the one to tell them by stop speaking the Liberian way. No. It's good. I can say it's our general language in Liberia, Korokwa. But there should be a difference between you and people who have never sat in classroom before. There should be a difference. You should be the one to make the difference. I can say I schooled from kindergarten to university days, and then all I know, let's forget about the economics, the accounting, let's forget about any other course, let's forget about that. But English is our official language. So, English is our official language. So, I see no reason for teachers and lecturers to be demonstrating lessons in Korokwa. No. Teachers and lecturers supposed to demonstrate lessons in standard English. Like I said previously, there should be a difference between you who sat in class and people who have never sat in class. And that is one of the differences. I can sit in class from kindergarten to university level, and then I'm still speaking like people who have never sat in class. No. So, for Nigeria, back to your question. For Nigeria, from my observation, I observed that for the Korokwa level, I observed that they don't joke with their English. They don't joke with their English, most especially in school. Despite they demonstrate the lessons in school using standard English. Despite people who have never sat in class in this country can still speak standard English. So it's just something that it's just standard English in this people country is just general something. It has nothing to do with. Yes, you can say that there will be a little difference between people who are in school or who are. So English in this people country, standard English, is something that is generalized. So it doesn't have anything to do with. Despite there will be a little slight difference with people who are in school or who are sat in classroom and people who have never. There will be a slight difference in English, because those people who have never sat in classroom in this country, most of them, you see them speaking what? Nigerian pidgin. So, for that question, no.
Okay.
Yes, at times they might be teaching in classroom and then they will speak that pidgin, but it's not compared to Liberia.
Okay.
For Liberia, it's something that is tradition, Korokwa. Teachers, lecturers, they demonstrate that lesson in Korokwa.
So like Korokwa silence the English.
Exactly. Korokwa silence our official language, which is English in Liberia.
Okay.
All over Liberia, Kolokwa just silent until you see someone that who say they have people. You see people who have like masters, PhD, yet they can speak standard English.
Okay.
Yes. So for Nigeria, no, it's not like that. Even a little child that you see in 6th grade, 7th or 8th grade, you should know how you're talking to them as a Liberian. Because they might correct your English.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you so much. It was nice having you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.